Hello, and welcome to an episode of Hearthstone for using the Rise of Nations mod, playing as Japan. I've acquired quite a bit of political power, but I'm pretty sure I can't really do a whole lot with it. That being said, is there communism here? No, there should be like no communism. Also, we need at least 50 in either democracy in democracy, yeah. I'm sorry. Excuse me. I don't know what that was, but I see. Oh, we get negative population from that. Kind of like that. I want it to be a fairly free-ish place, just not like foreign investors. I do like foreign investors. Love foreign investors. Love them. Unfortunately, you can't actually have foreign investors encouraged unless if you're democratic, which is just not true. If that was true, then how the hell does China exist? You know? Just saying. No nuclear spending, no space program. How could you do such a thing? We could actually, hold on 1 second. Next era. Nope. We still need to wait another year. Dang. Sorry, I don't know what's wrong with me. Unite South America. I don't know. South America has a couple of wars they gotta finish, don't they? Like, the Republic of Acer? I don't know what it's called, but, the Republic of Acer needs to sort out their affairs on the global stage of the world. And, that needs to be conquered by Peru. This is literally just jungles with barely anybody in it. They want the whole of Ecuador, but they cannot have it. That sounds interesting because that does get quite feisty later on. It gets really feisty, actually, now that I think about it. Down here. Pre-war, South America, in case you didn't know, is like an absolute like hellhole. Like, I'm not even joking. Peru before World War II was like going at it. I don't understand how Paradox just really snuffed over it. They also were almost going to go nationalist, like they were going to be like Nazis. Dude, South America could have actually been like a whole world like war ground over there. Also, did I mention that South America actually used to have very modern ships and stuff that they would buy from America? Like, if you wonder how the United States Navy just like would go up and down, like, oh, we have a huge fleet, and now we have barely anything. And now we have a huge fleet, now we have barely anything. Yeah, it's because it would get sold off to South America, and like right before World War II was apparently a really nice time to buy ships and stuff. So the reason why I know this, I had to do a whole presentation on it, and Peru had a whole naval battle with Ecuador and a couple other nations. Like there was the Lima class. They should have more than this, but they have a torpedo boat. Are they producing these? They're probably producing these themselves, which is fairly accurate because they did have homegrown ships. Not a lot of them, but they had homegrown ships. I think, is America actually like not just one? I think it's actually like flipping properly modeled here instead of how it usually is modeled. They only have Buffalo? Come on, man. Do you have Albany? You do have Albany. I love how Albany is like smaller than Buffalo. It really is. It's a nice place. It's a nice, quaint place. Are all of these only one tile? All these urban areas, one tile? Yeah, that's unfortunate. Not quite historically accurate. Minus 10 points from Gryffindor. We're not even in the same universe! Yeah, I don't care. This is fairly accurate. No, wait, it's 1900s. What am I talking about? I'm grading Paradox Interactive's map when I'm like also looking at like what the heck is this? A trench? We can build trenches? Yo, you know what that means? Do you know what that means? We're still recovering from the war. We can't build trenches or forts. What? Negative 15. See, here's the thing. Trenches should never be, what's it called? Should never be called obsolete. If you look at, you might say, oh, trenches don't work, blah, blah, blah. And they're, that technology is like years ago. They're using trench warfare in Ukraine, right? I see people like completely forgetting about this. I keep on wanting to click this button, but I know what happens. We did get Port Arthur. Bro, this is a really important part. I'm sorry, I keep getting distracted. There's flippin' active trench warfare going on in Ukraine right now. It's a little crazy. I want to invade all of Korea, but I'm pretty sure the way it happened here is pretty accurate, honestly. I want to hurry up and annex them because in this version of the world, that would be a lot easier and better to actually do. As far as not easier, actually would be harder, but it would be a lot more profitable to do it because we just get more people. Leading by order, leading by task. Oh. Do I go for the lore or do I go for the stats? Because this is really good. However, leading by task. Is there a leading by task versus leading by order? Leading by order, from what I can tell, so this is something I kind of like. Basically what this is trying to simulate from what I can tell is, in the old German army, I'm pretty sure they changed it to the NATO, to more towards like NATO doctrine and, allies. It's kind of weird, it depends on the branch and even the unit by unit, company by company, it changes, so it's really weird, but basically, this is an army, so a force branch doctrine itself. How it used to work in Germany is like if an officer told you to go get coffee or go get me an espresso from Dunkin' Donuts, but Dunkin' Donuts was closed, the soldier would go to Starbucks instead and say, "Here's your coffee, sir." And the soldier would not be reprimanded and sometimes even rewarded if it was found out, hey, that store was closed. You didn't actually have to do that. You went above and beyond in a situation that, like, obviously not above and beyond, but like you did more than what you were told to, and that would be rewarded. Now, in the Allies during like World War I, World War II, 9 times out of 10, if a commander told you, hey, go do this, and you couldn't do it, like you couldn't get him that coffee from Dunkin' Donuts, and you went and you got Starbucks, you would get in trouble, or you'd be like, whatever, fine, you got me Starbucks. It's a really weird example, but it actually paints since like a fairly good ordeal of what was going on. Do I want... I kind of want these heavy guns, because they do better. They're just better. The thing is, they are incredibly expensive. That is like 50% more expensive for a fledgling industry that we cannot afford right now. We cannot afford to just... Oh, anti-air. That's pretty cool, but higher rate of fire. An anti-tank rifle, that would be pretty nice. What we're going to do is we're going to see what can we research. What is already being researched? Navy, Air Force already has something. So we need something in the land forces, probably some... Because, yeah, we're not doing this armored car till it gets about 4 years ahead of time. It seems to be a good level to keep it at. That's cool. Probably going to just do some infantry equipment in and of itself. Machine gun is still way ahead of time. That's not historically accurate, but I kind of understand what they're going for. And I just thought about it, I think, yesterday, because the Maxim machine gun is considered to be like the first machine gun, if I'm not mistaken. And there was something before that called the Gatling gun, and that's technically not a machine gun. I forget exactly why or how, but basically it's like a revolving revolver that is always revolving, and I think that has something to do with it. As far as like, it's not actually like... It's not doing what modern machine guns do, so it's technically different because it's a rotary gun, and there had always been rotary guns from what I understand. It's just kind of weird. It's interesting to say the least. Interesting. So, Federate State of Austria. Austro-Hungarian Empire is... So, Germany puppeted all of this land, but also allied these guys. These guys got free somehow. Who are these guys? The Austro-Hungarian Empire, which is literally just an empire at this point. What is this? Oh, I see. So there's a different state. That's just occupation. The Austrian Empire is literally just like an organization at this point that is in charge of stuff. It's not really a political entity as much as it is a council. What is this? Oh, a united Benelux kingdom. And it includes states like Picardy, Kherson. I don't actually... Oh, Nordea. I don't know why I tried to speak like I know that state, but anyways, and here, yeah. So this is like, I haven't looked at the world in a while. Doctrines available. We do have another land doctrine. It's always nice to try to keep up on your land doctrines. Let me see. We are trying to revolutionize our military and trying to be more modernized. So we'll do this, leading by task. It goes against what I would normally do. Normally I would say, hey, we need organization, so let's do organization. But, you know, lore-wise, this nation would have and value getting the task done rather than getting it done the way they wanted it to. Are you guys actually being supplied right now? That's kind of amazing, if I do say so myself. These are the true veterans here. Yeah. I think... I don't know. Because I'm supposed to somehow invade Korea? But it's not letting me? It's just not letting me. Support for non-aligned. I kind of do want to do this. because I don't want democracy. Uh-oh. No! Oh, nice. No. Please, no. That's not what I wanted to do. Goodness gracious. They're both going down. And this is going up. That's just annoying. Let's go ahead, speed it up. It's really just going to be nothing for a little bit here. I might just pause the actual recording of it. High taxes. I don't like taxing my people that much, to be fairly honest. I really do not. But it does reduce the consumer good factories. In case you don't know, our industry is hurting a lot right now. The Crimean regional government. That's interesting. Yeah, we only have access to 7. Actually, now I thought about it. How much do we need of everything here? We're good on most of it. Are we able to actually export anything? No, I think Germany for a long time is going to actually be the one exporting everything it needs for a little bit. But this is the world of what if Wilhelm II basically did a Napoleon and conquered all of all the old world, I should say, not the known world, all the old world. 1.7 years ahead of time. 293 days. I'll hold off on that. Is there anything being researched over here? No. 242. That might be worth it. 242, 100, just under 200. Alright. I will totally want to research some WMD research as soon as it becomes not ahead of time. 400 days for some motorized. What is going on? Oh, 162 days. I might want to do this. I want really advanced laminated, like really advanced stuff, okay? So how many trains do we have? If we have, okay, no. We don't have an excess of trains. We actually do need trains, strangely enough. Much. Oh, air. We already have something in air. Air is fine. We don't have anything going on with our Navy. We do have something going on with the Navy. The Navy is fine. The Navy can cope with what it has. The Navy can cope. It really is just the land forces right now that need something. So either the artillery, higher rate of fire. Oh, what's this? What? Really? Observation balloons. I can't believe I flipping. It needs to control more states. Alright, do that. I don't know what the Russians are really doing. Actually, I do know what's happening with the Russian Empire. I might have caused this. We're doing the headset. We can kind of abandon this all for a year or so. This time I think I will totally just start researching some of this stuff. Can I build some fuel silos? No. We desperately need fuel silos and stuff. CRT. What is this? It's called Leningrad. Oh, St. Petersburg. They can't change the name of the state, but they can change the name of the city. Basket welding. which gives a little bit more to that. 248 days. I kind of do want to keep on going in the Air Force. Because that is, no, that's not worth it. It's like 0.7 years ahead of time for something to be researched 0.7 years. Meanwhile, this is only 159 days. It seems like it would be worth it, honestly. That extra little bit of defense means that our armored car divisions will be quite damaging. Oh, we have more piercing now. I'm pretty sure. Oh, only 0.8 piercing. So if everything goes well, that can still be. That can still piercing. So yeah, they have 0 training. 0. I do, however, want. I do want light infantry. I just remember that these are just going to be our main defense force. They're going to have support artillery. They're also going to have. It's basically going to be garrison units, but these are more expensive garrisons, so we're not going to really use them like garrisons, essentially. They're going to be fairly weak. Only like 16 combat width. That sounds reasonable for a small, lightweight, very fast unit. It's basically what I want. Want motorized before we have motorized. I thought about making a motorized division, and I might still do it, but yeah, these are reserve units. Is there some garrison? Yes, there is. Matter of fact, all of them. All of these can be called by garrison unit names instead of actually taking up the infantry names. Is there other types of things that we got? No. Not really. Alright. Hold on. I have to go to the bathroom. So, I will do that. Marine Division names. Alright. Let me see here. Alright, I'm back. Just don't mind the 1 minute cleaning off disgusting stuff. Anyways. Literally just candy wrappers. Do we have enough for another unit? No. Of course not. What do we have? We have the 1905s and we have armored car prototypes. What's the other armored car prototype that we have? So if I say add a unit, there's armored car prototypes and there's armored car 1905s. That's what's going on right now. Okay. And then there's one that we're producing. Armored car 1s. Okay, I get it. What units are using those? There's only one that was training. It's not training anymore, actually. This unit right here, which is using some of the most advanced equipment that we have available. Armored car 1, Chi Alpha. That's right. It has Chi Alpha in it. Indeed. Oh yeah, that's right! Okay, so it doesn't even take all of the soft attack. So most units, this is why this is important, this little hardness meter, what makes tanks actually good in-game. This little hardness meter. No, it's not of how, like, horny the soldiers are, okay? That's not a rambunctious meter, alright? Understand this. 100% soft attack taken, 0% hard attack taken. So, going up against another infantry unit, this infantry unit wouldn't take any of this 3 attack. Oh, that's good, but it takes all this 20. And going up against this armored car unit, this light unit here would take the full brunt of its 41.5 soft attack, and only being able to skip out on the 9 or so hard attack, unfortunately. However, on the other side of the coin, also it could possibly fully pierce this armored car, but not guaranteed, because as soon as it loses equipment, it loses piercing. But as soon as this armored car loses the car, it loses armor. So, it works like that. Anyways, a very good amount of defense, not a good amount of defense, but very good breakthrough. Not enough for this unit here, but it is still a very good amount of breakthrough. Anyways, moving on. This soft attack, this armored car unit has only taken 45%, and I'm just going to say 50% for sake of ease. 50% of the soft attack will be taken. So we'll only take 10 of this soft attack. And then we'll also only take 50% of this 3, which is 1.5. So all in all, this armored car unit will only take about 11 and a half attack. Compare it to its defense, and now you can see why that defense is actually not too terrible. This breakthrough would be crushing to this unit because, again, this unit would be taking all of the soft attack and then trying to defend against 31 breakthrough. And that's just if it was only going up against this unit. Now, if it was any other unit involved with that attack, more than likely the infantry unit would be getting demolished. I want to know what goes on with this war, because I want to know which war this is. This is like the third war they're fighting for it, by the way. Fairly historically accurate. I don't know what happens when I change eras. I'm a little bit nervous to find out, but we will see. What is this? Warmonger. Oh, no, no, no. Maybe. Yeah. Maybe. Generally speaking, I want interventionalism, really, honestly. More than that, but I'll keep it until. Excuse me. Oh, that's why I'm helping out the Italians. Why am I doing that? You can do this. I like it better. Sorry, I just really, really like a united Benelux. I just don't like the states they're taking. Okay. Port de Caille? That's alright. French Flanders? That's fine. It's fine. Just cut it off at like here, at like this river. Going beyond that is like weird. Like I get that there's actually a lot of French speaking people, a lot of French people in this region. I'm pretty sure that's what the whole Wallon problem is about. Is it Wallon? There's some type of problem where like you have Belgium as a mixture of like the Dutch, which is like a weird German, if we're going linguistically speaking. Culturally speaking, they're fairly different because that's why they're split off. But yeah, that's weird. It's weird because it's like, well, at this point, you just make a super France because, like, if you're just including French states, or are you trying to really use the excuse that they got like 1% Flemish and Walloon in there? Oh, what? Excuse me. What is this? I see that. That says Kingdom of Italy? Question mark? Hold on. I see that. That's not just any Kingdom of Italy, that's a puppet kingdom. You puppeted. Oh. Oh. There, that's right here. The Kingdom of Italy. You literally puppeted. What is this? I don't. Yes. Yes, the jihad in Italy. Yes. Everybody knows the jihad that was going on in Italy during this historical time period. Um, Fortunately, I did both of these. Fortunately, that means I will get. See, the thing is, it would require more of an industry to do what we're trying to do right now. I'm not too sure if I really want that. So we got, let me see, heavy cavalry. Now we would legitimately just want to make it a motorized infantry. And this would just be it. It would have an amazing defense. It would literally just be an armored car that's not armored. Which is literally what it's supposed to be like. I feel stupid for saying. But, you know, I don't know what I was expecting. Organization is pretty bad. Its health stays the same. That is great, because if you were to put an armored car in this situation, it would be terrible. I think we'll put the first motorized. This will be like experimental. Motorized division. We will change a few of them into this. Not a lot, though. We will not be using a lot of these. Speaking of which, can we even train them? How many can we train if we were to train? Oh. We have plenty of cars to go around, apparently. How many do we need? Only 250? Okay, so armored cars we don't have a lot of. We barely have enough for... Oh, what? Times have changed. We have quite a few. We have quite the... Wow. Alright. We have quite a few. I'm just not very smart. Do that. That way this one would be the only one that wanted that. So we have enough to just change as many as we want. Now the thing is, they are required. We do need a fair amount of motorized. Where is it? How many do we need? Tell me. Tell me now. It's in this bar. I'm not very smart, okay? So yeah. 450. We only need 450 right now, but considering that our pool is currently 1.2, it sounds like a lot. And that is enough to last a war. But that is not enough to make units and go to war, if that makes sense. So we're doing this at a risk. Remember when we had like an excess of guns, of field guns, and we were like, oh yeah, we're ready for war, and then like by the end of the war we were really hurting for field guns, even though we had all of our factories. We were hurting for infantry equipment, even though we had all of our factories. That being said, we were upgrading them. Like, that wasn't just because for no reason or just because straight up. We were upgrading them, which is something you shouldn't technically do at war. But, however, it is still an issue if we do want to stay updated. Because if we allow ourselves to stagnate for too long, like on these heavy guns that I'm about to start researching, because we really do need to switch over to them because they are more. We need these. If we let this go on for too long, they will get more advanced than us. I'm just gonna get a heavy gun first. Heavy gun first, and then I'll do the extra stuff. Okay. I will give them a special mission. This is indeed a special mission. Alright, let's see. If we need to, we will invade this land here. Put all Marines on this. I said all Marines need to be on here. Well, first off, I think that is the issue. Yep, it was. Yeah, you guys go back to defending, I guess? I don't know. Stay where you're stationed, bro. Speaking of which, we do want a jolly good 3 from each of these distinctions. We have so few veterans. Now, technically, again, lore-wise, these are the veterans. Everybody in the cavalry, like a bunch of infantry, were taken. Mostly, like the samurai, people that were exalted from samurai families and stuff like that, they were taken. And they were turned into the cavalry that we have now. So, they are technically the veterans. And we are going to keep cav units, mostly as a ceremonial type of ordeal. But they are useful. The thing is, what is it called? I think cavalry are useful for attacking, like being fast and attacking in like mountains, I believe. That is really cool. Some of these people fought in the war. That is pretty cool. I like that. Who's our next enemy? No, I don't want to fight for the I don't want to fight for the British. I want to fight for the Germans. Please tell me it allows me to do that. Hey there, buddy. Improve relations, please. Can I send him tertiary? Should I? We don't really need that much. Now I'm offended. Excuse me. Just because you're picking off our scraps does not mean you get to snuff your nose at us. You even doing that good? They're severely weakened because of me. You're welcome. They would have actually had equipment had they waited for the war and stuff. But I went to war with them, so you know. You're welcome. American-Philippines War, leading to nothing, which is not supposed to happen. But that's probably because the US has not had the Spanish-American War yet, so they're not being able to do anything about it right now exactly. Where are the rebels? United British Isles. It's killed 6,000 rebels. Interesting. In return, the British Isles has also taken 6,000. Wow. No, never mind. The rebels have only killed a few. The rest belong to China, but China's really bad in technology, from what I can tell, because they got pushed like it was nothing. 44 carbine. Defense and heart attack, or literally everything else getting defense and breakthrough. I think I'll get this instead. Infantry, industry. Technically industry and navy. Where is our Air Force? That's right, Air Force is way ahead of time. We can wait till the next era for Air Force. Cope and seat. I'm not going to buy one just for first animated film. Let me read this out loud. Stop making that mistake. I don't know how to say that name, but I will try. Emil Cole makes the first fully animated film. Don't know how to say this one either. Fantasmagorie. The film largely consists of a stickman moving about and encouraging all manner of morphing objects, such as a wine bottle that transforms into a flower, which becomes an elephant. There are also sections of the live action where the animator's hands enter the scene. The main character is drawn by the artist's hand on camera, and the main characters are a clown and a gentleman. That sounds pretty interesting. Other characters include a woman in a film theater wearing a large hat with gigantic feathers. Okay. That's such a flippin' weird response. I think because, yeah, I'm gonna do this. We don't need that many anymore. Young Turks. That's interesting. The reason why I'm switching those around is because we really need to at least have some fighters. Oh, that's right, they have 2 different fighters. One of these is not that good compared to the other. We can check which one's better. Well, we know which one's better. Obviously, the newer one is better. But 150 range, that's the main deal. That's what's going on. Well, actually, no. 4 air attack as well. 20 agility. That's really good for early planes. No, that's right. Biplane. So there's this weird gap in history with warplanes and just planes in general, where like biplanes are way more agile and can move way better than most monoplanes. And monoplanes are the first like actual what's it called? They'll be down here. Monoplanes are this. This is a monoplane. That's not the actual right thing. But like this Key 27 was a monoplane. If you watch my other videos on playing Japan, like the Zero is a monoplane. The Mustang P-57, that's a monoplane. Biplane because they have 2 of these wings right here. Is there a triplane I can find in here somehow? Bombers were sometimes triplanes. No, I don't think so. Triplanes is when you have 3 wings instead of 2, and they're stacked on top of each other. But yeah, because of the way biplanes work and the way like aerodynamics works, biplanes are very maneuverable. The only thing is for biplanes to be a thing, you have to make them out of really lightweight material, like wood. And wood compared to metal, it's just not very strong. So even though you can turn on a dime, if you put a really good engine in a biplane, like a modern engine, and then you try to do a turn that like a Zero can do, or a P-51 Mustang can do, or like a jet can do, it will literally just rip the wings right off. Just, and bye-bye goes who's ever inside of it. So, biplanes really good at maneuvering, but there is a weird point in history where like they had to sacrifice agility for being able to put better guns on it, because you can't put very heavy weapons on a biplane because again it's made out of like wood and fragile objects, so you put something too strong in a biplane and it will literally just like destroy itself. So you can put better weapons that can actually destroy the enemy better, and sacrificing agility but gaining speed, because like I said, you can put a better engine in a plane. So a P-51 Mustang actually can turn about as good as a biplane, just not on the spot as much as a biplane, because technically it's going faster. Physics and stuff. And I do want to make some of these light brigades, because this compared to this, we can compare like 3 different units here. Yeah, this takes 36 field guns, this one only takes 12. Alright. The other one takes 0, but if we look at an infantry versus light jeez Louise. Infantry versus light infantry, we'll see that that does not really matter. So I can almost add, I can just straight up add a 3rd unit. That's interesting. So now we can actually build all of the armored cars that we need. We finally have advanced submarines. Alright. Let's make sure it's a bit more expansive, but also way more deadly to the enemy. I don't care how many submarines we produce, we need plenty of them. Where's the old submarines? This is the last one you're going to make. You're going to make one of these. Put it right below you, make 3 of them. Yes, we're only going to make 1 battle cruiser. That's all we really need, realistically speaking. Alright, so now we have a lot of these. Honestly, I'm not too sure what I want to do with them, but throw 2 more into here, throw 2 more into here, throw 2 into a random, and relabel it. All of these train. Alright. These submarines can actually go pretty far. This means the Sea of Japan's actually functionally going to be the Sea of Japan. I just realized something. Right after this next, well, I don't know, 21st of October, 15th of November, it will be done. How many points does this cost? 6,400, only 3,000? Let me see. 13th of November. 3,000, 64,000, 10,000. So we can get this done fairly quick. It'll be done in like a month. We really do want to do this before another war starts. It's unfortunate that we have to interrupt our entire industry for this, but it is needed desperately. Put these into there. Take all of these, put them in here. Train them. Make this the new clover. I don't know what to name these guys. They're the reserve force, so they're just kind of waiting. I guess we can put this on there. So yeah, this is the destructive fleet. Really hoping this thing does not get sunk, but it probably is gonna get sunk. Just heads up. But, you know, it's fine. It's all good. It's all good. Where we are at. Now we want to be careful with these because we did damage this quite a bit. The Royal Duke. So it's still actually not really moving. Uh-oh. The Dreadnought class was launched just now. We are building battle cruisers, which is more advanced than the Dreadnought. No, it's still a Dreadnought class. It's a subclass, if I'm not mistaken. So this thing against other, like, actual Dreadnoughts will die. But the trick is not to have them go against other Dreadnoughts by themselves. So yeah, half the size, not as much detection, not as much submarine detection, surprisingly. Not nearly as visible either, which is interesting. More light attack, which is nice. A bit less heavy attack, only a little bit less heavy attack. Way less armor, it's like 20% less armor. Still enough piercing. No, barely not enough piercing to pierce this armor. And from what I understand, that is actually fine because not having enough piercing means you still do damage, just not a lot of it. So having this much piercing means you literally are basically piercing the ship. Because, like, at this point, it doesn't matter if it pierced it or not. Do you really want to be behind the shell of this gun? Probably not. It is not as far-reaching, which is unfortunate because that's the whole purpose of having this thing. It is way faster though, so it can actually like outrun and outspeed most things. It doesn't have as much armor or HP. Still comparable to this compared to like Kasuga. Yeah. Okay. This is supposed to be your armored cruiser, alright? This is supposed to be like what actually your heavy cruiser is supposed to substitute for your battleships and stuff like that in light in mobile situations. It's not. I don't know. What's this range? Ooh. Yeah, that's why it's only going to be in a big. Oh, dang. I don't know what it is about the battle cruiser, but it cannot actually reach that far. That's a really big disadvantage that we're not going to be able to really afford. It's barely gotten more than the flippin' Tsushima class, which is literally just a light cruiser. Actually very disappointed by that. Maybe regretting the decision a little bit, but not a lot of it, because it doesn't matter that much. So early armor train versus a Great War armor train actually has a lot of armor. This is a lot of armor. Your planes and trains do not need that much armor. Just saying. Motorized 1910. Do we want that? 232 days? Probably. Why not? Am I right? Am I right? Why not? I don't know what different eras really do. Do we have 100 yet? We finally have 100. That is amazing. It's wonderful. So we still only have about 116 range. And we have 3 fighters in the bin. What we have right now is not enough to make a whole nother wing. We have just enough for defensive purposes in an emergency, more than likely for a capital, or to defend the actual bombing forces. Oh. Liechtenstein. Why? How? What? Is this like a German unite against the British Isles? What is going on? German and Islamics? I don't understand. Is this why Germany has Islamic in it? Is this why it's actually a jihad there? Excuse me? I don't understand. Help me, please, understand this. Let me see. Oh, yay, you are part of this division now. Worry not. Worry not. Man, what am I gonna do? This would equally take away from everybody while giving support for us, so why not? It does not mess with the stability at all, which is pretty important. So you got that. We need one more. We literally only need one more. And then the division is full, right? Yeah. So because we almost have all of them, we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna end that. We're gonna have that, just that one. And then we'll be Gucci. We have enough for the full army to be armed, which is nice, to say the least. I might give them this land too. I'm not too sure, because before they did not have the territory to garrison at all. Now they do. And in return, these guys can probably garrison this without garrisoning all of that. Not Nagoya, unfortunately. Or maybe Nagoya and not this place. Yeah. Ford's Model T launched. Nice. The reason why I'm moving this around is because these guys need to have some overlap. This is also why we do want light infantry division in armies. You're way ahead. 140 days. See, now it's actually kind of worth it. We don't need this, simply because we're already full on it, and that doesn't actually help us right now. This would help a lot. Yeah, so we're almost finished on it. That's pretty nice. Let's see, we're almost finished on this new howitzer. I think with that, we'll go ahead and we'll research all of these things. We now have heavy. Heavies are 9, 3, 26, 3. So it's what, 9-3-26-3? Yeah, 9-26. 9-3-26-3. So yeah, heavy guns are better than light guns, period. Better. Just better. With that being said, they're more expensive. Way more expensive. And it's like literally the starting heavy artillery pieces. So not much use in utilizing the light infantry and the light artillery pieces, except for the fact that, you know, our industry is literally dog water. Literally dog water. We can probably switch over to heavy guns, but it's going to cost a lot. It's going to literally cost a lot when we can utilize light guns to a better effect. What we'll probably end up doing is switching over to heavy guns and then gradually switching over and then giving the garrison equipment, giving it to the garrisons who typically do not need artillery, typically speaking. Let's see. Yeah, we're gonna do that. Regrettably, right now, we're going to make one for their howitzer. I'm gonna take away from this. We don't have all of these yet, but from what I understand, that's probably all in the infantry. The ones who don't really need the... Yeah. What? Wow. We still have 1903s. Excuse me. Let me just... Okay, that is literally like the second one that we research. Goodness gracious. That is fairly outdated. It is fairly outdated. And meanwhile, the cavalry is all caught up. And it's fine. We don't care. Uh-oh. Oh, don't do it. We have free dockyards. Of course we do. We just finished the big bad boy. The brand new big bad boy of our Navy. Let me see him. There he is, the Amagi. Love it. Compare him to the other destroyers of the time. Okay, he can actually do a lot of damage. No organization, a lot of HP. Not as much HP as these guys. So technically, heavy cruisers can actually take more of a hit than these battle cruisers. You'll see that will basically evolve like battle cruisers are and will be if this mod is true to like how the game was originally designed. True to history, in a sense, will eventually become powerful enough to go toe-to-toe with multiple heavy cruisers. Like a 1 to 2 or 1 to 3 radius. Let's see here. You should all be at do not engage. Actually, I'm going to put you at that. Because you're the active combat fleets. We do kind of want you to gain combat experience if you can. Honestly, sure, engage at medium risk. You know what? No, be brave. Be brave. Be brave, young ones. Uh-oh. There we go. So let me see what's going on here. I'd like to click on the actual, wing, you know? So there is almost 100 extra blimps. Still not too sure if I want to try using them. It doesn't sound like a smart idea to me. We do now have plenty of actual motorized units. What do you... never mind. You only have one? I'm gonna hold off. You have some. That's not useful. You have a lot. You are very useful. Dutch Venezuelan crisis. Interesting. So let me see. No divisions in training. Still got that. One aluminum crisis. We are going to start training up as many as we can. Do we have enough? Holy cow, we have enough. Light infantry divisions will actually keep our the light infantry will keep what they need. What do I mean by light infantry? They will keep the field guns. That's what I'm trying to say. Words. They're not always easy. You understand? So yeah, they got one naval base, which means, finally, our submarines will actually have full reign in the Sea of Japan, and it will actually be known as the Sea of Japan. Submarines are going to actually be known as quite the scary force. Russia already found out the hard way. And our main fleet is also packing, being able to reach quite the distance. I like this. I like this. I am comfortable with this. This is fairly good for defense. Not being able to cover the entire Sea of Japan with the submarine is actually anxiety-inducing. I don't know if you guys really understand. If you play this mod, you will understand. Go join that. Help prevent our fellow armored cruiser from getting damaged. Alright, let's see. There's 6 ready to be thrown into the reinforcement. Speaking of which, generally what I do is if there's enough for let me see. So let me see. I probably want 10. So we're gonna wait till there's like enough for basically I wait till there's 2 times the amount that are active in reserve before I try to actually no. I wait till there is 2 times the amount of active boats in reserve before I try to add stuff to the active when it comes to submarines. I try to use everything I can unless if it's just useless for my main fleet. Useless. Oh. You know you can go back to the fleet, right? You're fine? You're literally fine. Just go back to the fleet, please. So I'm going to be waiting till there's about like 50. submarines train pretty quickly. We almost have enough for 2. And I think we actually have a full wing of 1908 fighter planes. We do. That is wonderful. Unfortunately, we can't put them on training, unfortunately. I saw coup in the United States. I got really worried. I was like, what type of nonsense is going on right now? But instead, we have this, which is exactly on time. And we can now make other decisions, and I really hope nope, we're fine. Until 1910, we're fine. I'm gonna wait till there's about 110 blimps. Yeah. Oh. Wonderful. Nobody has any planes. To be fair, the Russians were scared of these blimps because they didn't do a whole lot, but they did something. To be fair, I imagine the Russians saw the blimps, saw that their buildings were destroyed, and it was mostly the troops on the ground that didn't like it because one minute they're laying down in their barracks, the next minute it's rubble and there's explosions going on. But as you saw, we didn't really blow up a lot of buildings, so it was like 1 a day or something like that. So it was literally just like somewhere in the state there might be a building that explodes, and we have no idea which one. But the chances of it being our building are very low, but not zero. Type of fear just going on. They're just like losing their minds. It sounds kind of funny. It's also a little bit terrifying. You want probably 2 of these light infantry. Unfortunately, with these light infantry, their purpose is to be in the back, so that they're not going to be in battle very often, like at all. But I can foresee them having to get into offensives quite a bit. Their purpose is to sit back and support, but they're probably not going to be sitting back and supporting as much. Oh, NACC, that's amazing. Uh-oh. Oh no. This is why I like to keep music on. This is why I don't like having to disable my music. Oh! Okay. Okay. I'm not gonna like what I see here, am I? Oh! Oh. Ignore all of this right here. Look at all of this up here. It is mostly beautiful. Why is there 2 Finlands? They're owned by 2 different things. Republic of Karelia, and then you have the Russian Federation, but then the Russian Empire. And then the Republic of Kazakhstan with Russian Empire. What is this? Okay. Because this is awesome. I take back everything I said. That it's ugly, horrendous, an abomination to world history and all humans. It needs to be destroyed. Alright. Fine. Still not enough. Nearly not enough. I'm gonna wait till we get about 150. Which means we need about 100 of the brand new blimps. We're probably not gonna get. I want about 6 more. How many can we get? Ooh, wait, we should probably train some Mountaineer divisions. Did I edit these? Do we know what they look like? Alright. Cool, bud. We're gonna take... That's right. Need to do that. Alright, so what we're gonna do is we're gonna get up that. We're gonna go into here. I'm going to click... Yes. We're gonna just basically transform it into a Mountaineer. Not a Mountaineer block. I really like using light infantry and stuff to fill up this block. So we want like 5 Mountaineers. It's not going to have as much heart attack or any attack, really. It's not going to have that much attack. However, it will be amazing at defense from what I can tell. How fast is light infantry? If I'm not mistaken, light infantry is very fast. Where is it at? You cannot put... Interesting. Never mind, I'm dumb. So light infantry actually moves faster in certain places, which is nice. Losing 0.7. Less attack, less defense. But they're smaller. It's the whole point of to be smaller. I think I'm actually going to replace this with howitzers. Remove this. Oh, that sounds nice. A little bit less defense, more breakthrough. Remember, this is less defense, but where it's supposed to be, it will be better at defending. It is literally better at defending almost everything. So yeah. Do that. I'm going to edit. Let me get rid of that. This is, yes, mine. We're going to edit the Marine divisions. Instead of being artillery, being heavy artillery, which is just way better, but we don't have that piece of equipment. So we're going to be at a disadvantage. We're going to train as much as we can of these units. Alright, let's see. What's going on here? What's the damage? Special forces get it first. Oh goodness gracious, the damage is worse than I thought. So, manpower did not change, so the experience did not change, which is relieving, to say in the least. 3 a week? Come on now, really? And it only gets more expensive. This is why I said, well, at full expanse, we might have 5 a week. No, we'll have like 6 a week. Full expanse. Almost 1 a day. And that's kind of sad considering we can have almost 1.5 a day on the light guns. So we're probably never going to be able to move them off of just being a special forces thing. But it definitely is fun to have them. We're going to get a new ship. We're actually going to just research the light cruiser. We're probably going to try to put some of those out too. Only because it's not really... I don't like having... I'm realizing the issue with these heavy cruisers. They don't have anything to really complement them. Put that in here. Yep. Okay. So you go into here. So what I mean is, these armored cruisers are at risk of being destroyed as soon as one of the destroyers gets hit. Destroyer gets hit, it's gone. So is the destroyer, the protection. Tel Aviv. Look at that. We got a fairly good fleet here. And I just realized these are with older boats, so these newer, like, let me see. If I separate him off into here, yeah, these newer submarines, as soon as we put these guys in, not only they're gonna have like way more torpedo attack, they're also just gonna be way better in range. Persian Oil Company. Alright, so now we actually do have a decision to make. Not yet. Alright, needs to be probably... Goodness gracious. Alright, let me see. Not yet. That's unfortunate. We are training up a future fleet. I gotta stop sending out those flippin' things. What can we do? We have to flippin' sacrifice. No. We have to sacrifice flippin' factories. We don't have the power, we don't have the space for it. We have 12. Mighty total of 12. We do, in good news, have the Sakura class. So, having the Sakura class. Boom. Now that we have brand new submarines, we probably do know the real threat these submarines pose. So I will keep the anti-submarine pod on there because we are more than aware of our actual the danger this poses. Like, this isn't just a funny thing that we only have now. This is, oh, other people had this too, and if they get a hold of this, we're done for. We're gone if that happens. So they're pretty concerned about it, alright? We probably aren't going to produce many more armored cruisers. Probably gonna figure out which one is... Where's the efficiency? If it's at 4, if it's at 3, if there even is an efficiency. It's like, what, 10 days? It's like 20 days? So yeah, 20th of June. It's like 14 days. It's like 2 weeks. There's another 2-ish weeks gone. More than 2 weeks. It's like a month. Okay, so they can operate at like 3. Automatic gun emplacements. We're not going to be able to sacrifice our gun research. Land. We need something. We need this in air if we can. In air or the electronics. We can now probably... I'll tell you what we are going to do. We're going to probably put 1, maybe even 2 into the naval doctrine. Armor, attack, with organization. I love it. With better submarines. Because I love me some good submarines. I did research more Navy, right? Right? Okay, good. Okay. We can now research just 1. Nobody else has any fighter craft, so I'm not too worried about the fighting line quite yet. Actually, do these guys have... Oh yeah, that's right, they have air attack. So, air attack is just general damage against airplanes, which means, you know, air defense isn't damage against airplanes. Damage is how much hits, so like how durable the plane is. Air attack is how much damage the plane can do. So this thing, well, it's not an airplane, but it's a blimp in the air, and it does 2 air attack, which means it can actually hurt and damage and kill your fighters, because the early fighters especially only have like 2 and 1 air defense. So it's literally nothing. Yeah, early fighters, literally, you're better off just sticking with the blimps, because like, they can't even reach that far. They can't even get there. What are you doing? But the second one is actually very worth it. So we're waiting until we have about 100. Because I don't foresee anybody really having an Air Force or having anything worth worrying about. What I do know, actually, hold on. Well, Germany and the UK are at it. That's going to be interesting. What I do know is that the Russian Empire, the old one anyways, was researching... Nope. None of them got the transfer, did they? That's actually kind of unfortunate for the world, and a little bit for me. Uh-oh. I made the mistake. Be careful clicking on things. They have a chance to crash your game. There's a lot of things in this, so I'm not too surprised. I'm just worried every time I click. When I first loaded this up, jeez Louise, my game crashed like 3 to 4 times. That being said, I did have YouTube running off in the background, so it's not like the game itself is really bad. It's just coupled with anything else is gonna be a doozy. So we have motorized 1910. We do want the motorized to be better in here than in the other divisions. So let me see, yeah, just gonna make it to where, I forgot I can do this, right there, boom. I'm so silly. You don't even have all of your equipment yet, do you? Nope. So we're gonna hold off on all that. Yeah, dang, man. Alright, because we do have so many, we're gonna do this. It's like I said, 1.5 a day. What was here? The motorized. Oh, that's right. Construction speed. We can actually get better locomotives, and just to make sure that we have a good stockpile of them too. Until we actually get Korea under our actual control, we're gonna hold off on getting, also the reason why I'm building armored trains and not, oh, they are cheaper. I would not lose, I would be gaining production efficiency. Just a little bit of it, not a lot of it. Security train. Do I want to produce? My concern of producing more is no longer really valid. I'm kidding, it is more than valid, but saving on 10. I'd be producing about 2 times the amount. The problem is I'm going to be losing 2 times the amount. But I already have a bunch of early armored trains, so I already have a bunch of them. It's all I've been producing. So I have 45. I think I'm fine. Gets wiped in the next war. What happened? Strong point. That's going to be pretty important. It's going to be pretty important. I'm not going to lie. Our infantry are going to be relying on that heavily. So, you can see what it's talking about here. We do not have the industry for this. It has been days. Literally all we needed was 18 for 6 divisions. 6 divisions. We don't have the industry for it. So Great Britain going toe-to-toe with the Germans. Not going well colonially. I'm sure their navy, though, is, yeah, Germany's not really doing so great in, everywhere else. Let me see, what are the strategic powers? We're actually producing quite a few planes. We might be able to get more planes in the air before we are able to get more blimps in the air. That will prove to be slightly more useful because early on, there is no such thing as tanks. And infantry's not really affected by anything in this game. Alright, let's see. I will eventually have to actually make a command, or a garrison command army group. So these guys are going to do that right there. Nothing. That's fine by me. Under garrison command. Under that garrison command, you will take care of these 3 regions. So that the army so that the army can take care of these regions right here. Yep. So that the garrison forces can be even more. During peacetime, this is how I want to set it. Eventually, the garrison forces will be more spread out. They will be stretching quite a bit. But I don't want that to be right now. So, yeah. Now that we got everything to actually reach, navally speaking, everything should be fine. Go repair, you big doofus. You two go to here. So yeah, we have a few. Tsushima class. Now I'm probably going to switch the armored cruisers out for these light cruisers. I'm gonna research a new light cruiser. And then after the new light cruiser, I'm going to research a new battle cruiser. Because obviously I should not have even produced that, the first one, which was not good. Yeah, that range increase is desperately needed. Honestly, I might just research it immediately so I can get that pumped out real quick. It's literally only 20 days difference for half a year waiting. Technically, it will be a year at a time, which means we can... Goodness gracious, what's going on in the world right now? Alright. Let's see. What do we have here? I'm going to be waiting for 120 plus of these. No, about 120 of these. 120 early fighters. Alright. Free dockyards. Let me see. Oh yeah, protected cruiser 2. Let me check my naval production real quick, make sure that's all set up correctly. It's not. Here we go. We have the best submarines in the game. Mostly because other people don't even bother. Oh, this is because it's a Russian Empire. Don't even bother researching them. They have a lot of battleships. But as we saw, battleships are rather flimsy. Especially the early game ones. Are they still not have... I think all of them are good. No. I was wrong. Goodness gracious. That is pretty sad, I'm not gonna lie. It might just be a special forces thing. I want to. I just can't. I just really can't. You're more expensive, aren't you? There's no reason to buy that more expensive one. There's no reason for us to do that right now. Goodness gracious, that is atrocious. That's ugly too. Let's take that. Dang it, we needed something on electricity. It's gonna have to be the steam locomotive. We do have free dockyards still. Armored cruiser. That's gonna have to be the last one that we make. That one right there. We will instead now make protected cruisers. Some cruiser armor on it. That doesn't immediately make it that. Let's see if we remove that. Again, we're not worried about production cost necessarily of these things. We're just worried. I can add a secondary battery to it. We can have anti-submarine warfare, which would be very good. I think I like that. Adding a bit more light attack, coupled with some, because eventually we can get double. Let me see. We can't even do that. That only adds 3. Okay. Do want anti-submarine warfare on here. There we go. Probably change it out for torpedoes. Eventually, secondaries are going to be a really good thing to have on your vehicles, but right now they're just not. So now they're going to be significantly slower. So now I actually know what I'm looking at. Let's take a look at the Navy again. Go repair. You should all be repaired. Yes, okay. Unfortunately, I will make you. I say unfortunately because the armored cruiser is probably a lot safer, realistically speaking, but it will also do less damage, so I'm not super sure which one I should do and which one I shouldn't, but, you know, it's fine. I don't know, guys. Goodness gracious. Morocco, the communist heart of the world. Oh no. Weren't they your friends? See, this is nice. Weren't they your friends? What are you doing? I'm Papa. What are you doing? Are you able to actually do this freely? You kind of are. I'm guessing it's British India taking the brunt of the... Yeah, that would explain that. British India taking the brunt of all of this. And the only thing they really have left are trains. Oh, that's just sad. They actually have armored cars. That's a little scary. Going up against other armored car flipping regiments. '93. Oh, sod it. That's enough. Let's see. August 1909. We're finally having a stock of howitzers again. Just because it makes sense. Now, I don't want the Mountaineers participating in the campaign, but I feel like that's just useful. Since he is 97% towards a hill fighter. Now, with these guys, they're just waiting on... How many do we want? Just two. Two will work. 2 will be more than fine for the defense of most of Japan. So we can eventually phase them out. That way they can have strong points. Just a secondary one will work. We'll have 12 of these, 6 of these. That is fine. So we'll have to make a separate garrison command for them as soon as this one deploys. These ones will be fine. No, I did this wrong. I want these ones first. Yeah, they need howitzers. 93, 146, yeah. Type 44 carbine. Oh, they're 4 years? Alright, nice. We might actually be able to research some electricity equipment after all. Maybe. Yep. Oh, we have 6 in here. With that second one and nobody else having planes, we will cut down on that by 1. Cut down on that. 2. Put it into our howitzers. And just try to keep up positive on the howitzers. So yeah, we have not gained any guns because of this training exercise that we just did, the mass training exercise, but it's fine. And we're going to probably lose out on a few guns. Probably. Not entirely, not totally, but probably. Type 38. We only have a couple Type 38s left. That's kind of crazy. Early Type 38s. Where are those in the timeline? Yeah, see the early Type 38. See, those are fairly recent. So what's probably mostly in soldiers' hands is the Type 38 carbine. What's in your hands is probably early Type 38. What's in these guys' hands is the brand new Type 44 and the Type 38. Let me see the actual infantry. They also have Type 38. Meanwhile, these guys probably still have like Marauder rifles and stuff. No, they actually got the carbines. We have had quite the grace period. Quite the grace period indeed. Being able to afford things like this. So you are the light infantry? Goodness gracious, that is unfortunate. Prime Minister of Japan. Assassinated. I said assassinated. Yeah, so you're fully good. You guys are hurting for it, so let's see. I don't know how many we can do of this, but it's gonna be too many. Never mind, I'm silly. We are missing out on guns And that would be eating our manpower. Okay. Let's see. Let's just do like 24 at a time. Let me see. We're leaving this to them, to the naval forces, because they're navy. Oh, is that not? Yeah. So eventually, one garrison unit is going to be fully just for the colonies that we have, and then there's going to be one for like more towards the mainland. The colonies will include these northern islands up here. And they might have some overlap during wartime, but that will be about it. Let's see what's going on with them. Where do I want them? Is there anybody moving over there to defend it? Of course not. What did we produce? What happened? Why are you trying to gain my attention? Yeah, we are going to switch from early armored trains to austerity trains, because we can. Rate of fire. I was going to research and catch up, but it's just not worth it. It's just not worth it. Let me see, what's this? Breakthrough and attack. Soft attack, I see. Honestly, I'm going to just start going for probably just some artillery upgrades. Nope. Yep. We're gonna have the Ibuki class. Let's see. Of course, we need the Yodo class. Ibuki. So yeah, these guys should be mostly fine. I love this unit. It is amazing. Fortunately, see, it looks like the Germans are in trouble. Oh yeah, that's right. I'm not allowed to send volunteer forces? Excuse me? I should be able to send volunteers. I have to be at war to do resource gaining. What are you guys? More light infantry. Second light infantry army. Which means we are now a little bit overstaffed here, but that means we can have garrison command. Garrison command is not going to be anything really special, but it's definitely not going to be anything super light. You guys are garrisoning the same places, right? Hold on a minute. Yes. It's just a little broken right now. Oh, because it was the flippin' overarching commander chosen. Alright, that's funny. It chose the whole army group instead of like the actual army. Which is funny. So these guys right here. Let's just see. Green and dark green is what I think I'm gonna do. I'm getting tired of trying to sort them out. Give me the light green. What was that? Sunflower Defense Corps? I don't know what that is. That sounds pretty cool though. Some of these guys. And the proper infantry. I think that I'll keep the proper infantry here, and I'll instead move these guys. To a proper green. And I'll put them in charge of this general area here. I'm more confident leaving and like letting these guys be stretched out a bit. Simply because these units are fairly hefty and a lot of defense compared to the other units. Actually, they don't have much more defense. They just do a lot more damage, alright. So they're able to hold their own. The garrison units are fairly nice. The garrison units I have, I didn't realize that they actually were that nice. Great job, me. Kind of. What is this? Why are you defending that? Why are you defending that? Why are you still there? I don't understand. What are you doing? So you can take charge of all that. You're not going to send anybody over here because we don't have any ports. Do we need a port over there? I don't think so. I think we're fine for now. Goodness gracious. What is it? Oh. Yeah, battlecruiser 2. Still no AA guns. Put some more guns on there. You can put torpedoes. I love the idea of having torpedoes on our battlecruiser. It's just something about it that just makes me happy. Where is the Ibuki? Ibuki class. God. So Tsushima? It's a lot. Everything, everywhere. What did we research new? Steam Locomotive 3, which is way better than this train. We're going to lose a lot of production efficiency, however... Hold on. 20th of December, we can wait a couple days. Before they were creating like once every month. Now we can actually complete roughly, I'd say about being able to produce 70% more. 0.7 times 9 is like 6.3. So like, yeah, about 1 1/3 a month. So it should be quite a few a year. 50 a day, that is kind of crazy if you ask me. That's pretty good for early game. Oh? Oh, the next era just completely did it by itself. Oh, boy, oh boy. Let's check how much time we got. Alright, I'm going to leave it off here. Right here. And I will be back with you later. If you liked the video, throw a like. If you think you like content like this, check out the channel. And if you do, think about subscribing. But most importantly, I will see you all next time as we go into the World War I era. And perhaps, hopefully, another video.